I think Dwayne's done a great job of the switch stance, the kickboxing, the way he mixes up the hands, the wrestling, the foot sweeps, all of those things. I think they've done a great job of building that together and going out there and showing it and putting it on display. And I know Aljo fucking can't stand me now after all the acting bullshit. But I'm going to be honest, man. Aljo being active, Aljo coming in lean, like you saw a picture of him just looking ripped and shredded.
Yep.
Athletically, I think he will be able to get to this fight to the ground. Not a lot of people really try to take TJ down, and when they do, TJ's got good takedown defense. But I think Aljo has the speed advantage when it comes to the takedown, the shot, the way he does it. That transition, we see a little bit of that like same type of transition in Apache mix.
Yes.
The way that they shoot, the way they get to the legs, the way that they grapevine it right to the back. Aljo has a very similar style, or both of them are very similar in how they do that. I look at what Aljo can do really well, but can he do that for 5 rounds? That's one. 2 is I think he did a great job against Peter Yan, but Peter Yan is not also trying to take you down. I think right. TJ will try to get a takedown here and there. I think TJ on top could be a problem for Aljo. I think Aljo's a fantastic grappler. I'm not in any way discrediting him at all. I think especially if he's a top position grappler, he will force you and make you move to the positions of him taking the back, him getting to the mount, him dominating that top position. He's a fantastic grappler. He's extremely talented. He's I think he's got everything right now is confidence. And fighting is what, John? It's confidence. If you have it,
yep.
that will carry you a long. Exactly, that will carry you a long way. TJ, since his return from suspension, we haven't seen enough of him yet. I wasn't thoroughly impressed with his performance over Corey Sandhagen. A lot of people thought he lost that fight. It was a toss up to me. I was like, give it to whoever you want. Okay, it's a toss-up to me. Realistically, I mean, I'm being honest, guys. Like, I don't.
It was a close fight.
I don't look at fights.
I had Corey Sandhagen winning.
Yeah, I don't look at fights and go, "Damn, that guy should have won." Except for when they're my friends. The rest of them, I'm like, I don't really care. Like, look, these guys, if they're good enough, they're gonna make their way back, and if they weren't good enough, then they're not. And that's how the fight game works.
Yeah,
I looked at that fight, and TJ looked good with a hurt knee, which he's coming back now from that injury after that long 2-year layoff or whatever it was.
2-year layoff before the Sandhagen fight. Now another year since it.
And getting older. Injuries, getting older. This is his chance. This is his chance to get back and let everyone know that he was going to be champion without PEDs. Just the time frame, John, the timing, the activity, and nothing against TJ, man. If I'm looking at this fight, I'm going, Aljamain Sterling has been active. He poses threats that TJ hasn't fought in a long time. Fighting someone like Corey Sandhagen, who is mainly no knock on him, a one-dimensional fighter. He's mainly on the feet. He's good off his back. He's got good takedown defense. He's all those things. But he wasn't going to go out there and try and take TJ down. Well, Aljo's going to try to take him down. Aljo's going to try to control that top position. Aljo will stand. Like all of those things. TJ's tricky on the feet, so that poses a threat. We've seen Aljo get clipped, on his entrance and get knocked out. These things can happen. This is the fight game. But if I'm going to pick somebody, I'm going to look at this, John, I'm going to look more towards Aljamain Sterling and Aljo and say, hey, the activity itself is going to, I think, get him through a 5-round fight against TJ Dillashaw. And he's going to pose threats that TJ hasn't had to fight in a long time. It's been almost 4 years now. Since he's really had to fight anyone that was willing or aggressively trying to take him down and push that will and force his ability on him. And we're gonna see how that leaves TJ.
I totally agree with you. I look at this and I say, the fact that TJ has had one fight in the last 3 years, that's not good. Okay. Now, if you're Dominic Cruz, you can sit there and say there is no such thing as ring rust. It's all in your mind. Well, there is a thing about aging. And as you get older and you start to lose just a little bit of speed comparative to what you were when you were just a year younger, those differences come out in big fights when you're fighting the very best. And right now, Aljamain is the very best. Aljamain is very fast. Now, if this fight is going to go Aljamain's way, he's got, in my opinion, to get the fight to the ground multiple times. He's got to make TJ work. In the stand-up, TJ is going to make Aljamain work. Aljamain's going to be at a deficit as far as he's not going to be as comfortable as TJ. TJ is going to feel more comfortable on the feet than Aljamain is feeling. Not that Aljamain can't be on the feet with him, but with all of the switching of stances and everything that TJ creates with his odd angles that he takes, those angles that create openings for him, those are going to make Aljamain have to be really tense during those times looking for that takedown. I think the takedown will be there because of all those switches in the stance and that movement that TJ sometimes takes. Sometimes it puts him in a position where he's open for the takedown, and when you got a guy that's looking for it, like Aljamain, that opportunity is there. He takes it. TJ's going to end up with his butt on the mat. It's just going to be the way it is. That's what MMA is compared to wrestling. So in this, I look at who's more dangerous on the ground. There's no doubt. Okay. TJ is not a submission threat on the ground in any fashion. He's a good wrestler, but he's not the wrestler that he once was. He came into this sport as a wrestler, and his wrestling was very good. He was working on it all the time. Not that he doesn't work on it now, but when you are focusing more towards one area, that area tends to get better while the other one starts to slack off a little bit. And I think that his wrestling has slacked off compared to his striking. So we've got a basic striker versus grappler match. And in this, I look at speed and youth, and that goes to Aljamain Sterling. Right now, Aljamain, I think, is the faster fighter. I think he's the stronger fighter. I think overall, he's a stronger individual right now. I could be wrong in that, but I'm leaning saying, I look at this matchup. I think TJ is a fantastic fighter. I love the guy. Unbelievable skill. He's going to have his hands full in getting rid of Aljamain Sterling.
Go to mybookie.ag, use that promo code Wayne and they'll give you additional spending cash with your first initial deposit.